folk, welcome back to Knuckles TV. Knuckles coming at you. This is part 2 of the series of tearing old blue apart. So we already got the swing arm off. Hopefully you watched that one last time. If not, I'll put it up there. That way you can go click on it and check it out. We removed the whole swing arm. Now we are going to remove the primary. So I have to remove the outer, inner, and I'm going to take the clutch basket and everything off, compensating sprocket and all that stuff. Take that completely off in order just to get to the belt. We're still trying to work on the belt. So I haven't even got to replace that yet because I have to remove all this stuff in order to get to that. So first we're going to take the floorboard off. We're going to take our gear shifter off, levers, and then we'll start working on the primary. So let's go. In order to take the floorboard off, you're going to take these 2 bolts off, Allen heads. So this bolt here and this bolt there. So that's what we're doing now. Alright, we got the floorboard off. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the shifter levers. I don't know. You might want to mark them. That way they'll go back where you had them before. So I'll probably do that. I'll get a little marker and just mark right there where the gap is. That way no line the gap up with that. Alright, let me do that. Alright, so now I've got all these bolts already moved except this one here and this one here. So on mine, I don't know how many other models are the same, but this is a 2010 Ultra Classic. There's 4 long bolts, which start from here. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the rest of them are these shorter bolts. So when you go back with them, of course you got to go back the same way, but this one, and of course I'm going to have some oil left over, so that's why I put the cardboard down. But you got like I said earlier, I had already drained everything. So now let's see if we can pop it off. There we go. Put this over here. And then of course we've got a new gasket and everything, so we'll be replacing that. Make sure your dial's still in there. Now, one thing that I know we have to do.
Hey, Daddy, you need anything? Papa's about to come over.
No, I'm good.
He said no.
One thing I know we have to do is this here is your chain tensioner. So what we got to do is we're going to put this zip tie around this, so when we take it off, it'll keep it together. Because if you don't, it'll spring out, and then you'll have a hell of a time trying to get it back on. So we're going to take this and just create some space in between there. Let me get a plastic trim tool. This plastic trim tool, and I'm just going to take this zip tie, go around with it until it comes out the bottom. And we're going to zip tie it together. Just like that. And that way when you take it off, it won't spring out on you. Okay. So now, like I said, we've got to take the whole assembly here apart. I've actually got new clutches that I'm going to go back in with. So we'll be doing that as well. But I believe I'll do that after I take everything off, change the belt, put the inner primary back on, and then put this assembly back on, and then I'll change the clutches after that. So I believe the first thing we got to do is take this tensioner off. So let's do that. Let me make sure. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and loosen the clutch cable here at the adjusting nuts. That way it will release the pressure off the clutch basket. You just take these and separate them like that. It's not here. And loosen this. And this, your lever will start getting really a lot of slack in it. That's how you'll know it's loose. Now we got to break this loose, I believe, which is the compensating sprocket nut. Now, originally, I believe mine had a bolt. I think it's like a 13/16 bolt. But when I first got the bike, it ended up coming loose. They changed it out under warranty, but they went to the Screaming Eagle version, which is supposed to be an upgraded version. And so that actually now has a T70 Torx bit. So that's what I got to use to break this loose, which I'm going to have to cut a piece of wood 8 inches long, which I'm going to use this here. Cut this 8 inches long, and then that way it uses it as a what the hell is it called? It keeps this whole assembly from turning, right? So it'll come in there and it'll keep it from turning when you're trying to loosen all this stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and move this tensioner. So let's do that real quick.
Hi, Dad.
And my dad just showed up to make sure I'm doing shit right. Got it? Alright. So that's how it comes out. Oh, and by the way, this wasn't 8 inches. It was shorter than that. I don't know exactly, but it wasn't 8. They lied on the video. Alright, so
this in your refrigerator.
okay. Oh yeah.
Thank you. Pick it up.
Sorry. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and loosen the clutch basket and the compensated sprocket. Little homemade tooly dooly. Break that loose. And then you want to get a snap ring pliers and remove the snap ring that's in there. And that'll remove this whole chingarera.
Okay.
So with your snap ring pliers, you just pull the snap ring out, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, there it is. I'll put this back in there. Because now you got to slide this whole plate and assembly out of there. Comes out like that. So on this plate it says out, so whenever you go back with it, you know which side goes out. So now this, like I said, is a T70 on the newer models, and I believe Screaming Eagle models and stuff. It's a T70, so that's what we have here. Let's see if I can break it loose with this ratchet. Impact. It's not gonna do it.
Yeah, but that's got like 100. No? Hold up.
Damn it.
See, it doesn't say, it just says.
I'm gonna try with an impact.
You on full power on your impact?
Huh?
Just got an adjustment on it.
I don't know if it's fucking twisting
Look like it turned.
or if it's actually turning.
It's turning.
Is it turning?
Yeah.
So now that we got that loose, we went ahead and got the socket, the clutch basket nut loose already. We broke it loose already, so now I'm gonna take it off. That's that there.
So now this whole assembly
Should come straight off.
I'm gonna turn and set it right here.
It all together.
Just like that. That way you don't lose position of your chain and everything like that, I believe. Alright, so all this stays on there. I don't believe we have to take any of that off.
Once you take this inner primary off, this whole thing just comes out, but this, I believe, stays all in there. So let's go ahead and take these bolts out, and then we'll have to go back and remove the starter bolts, because that's actually connected to here as well. So we'll remove the starter bolts, and then that'll be the last bolts we have to take off to be able to pull this whole inner primary off.
So these bolts seem to be all the same size. Oh, and I wonder if I need to keep them because I got O-ring gaskets on them, little gaskets. I wonder if I need to keep them on there so I know which ones went where. I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so now
By the way, my dad, he had to go get an Allen wrench socket. I don't have any for the starter. And then when he gets back, also this little rubber boot was on the shifter here, so I took that off because that's gonna have to come off in order already loose. So once we take those two bolts out in the backside, should come straight out. Yeah. Ready? Just the whole thing, just because it's gonna turn with this when I try to loosen these.
How was that whole cut that we talked
Just the
about?
cover. You see what I mean?
Oh, the cover, okay.
Ready?
Good.
Alright, so now that we got the starter loose, I think you just push it back like that. And then this rod you gotta push out as well. And this thing will slide. Oh God! Oh God!
You gotta disconnect this right here and leave that on there. Will it stay on there?
Shit. I don't know if this was supposed to be in a certain...
That's pretty rusted up. I guess that's why it's not going through that hole.
Let me have that rubber mallet. There, we've got the outer primary, or inner. And then you gotta make sure your dowels are still in there. That's for your gasket. Line up your gasket. Oh. Okie dokie. Now, after all that shit, which we got a new gasket here too, so that's gonna get replaced. But now that we're here, you can finally change the belt.
Holy man.
After all that shit, this is how you get to the belt.
10 hours later.
So we'll take this off.
Still don't understand what the hell. Did you show him all this?
Yeah, Patrick says it's from a rock. That's what he
Couldn't
said.
have been a rock.
He said a rock got caught in there. That's how it does.
There'd have to be a whole bunch of rocks because that
In different
same-
spots.
Yeah, they're exactly the same amount of space all the way down.
Oh, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if one that got caught in the, I don't know. Alright, so this here is the rear belt drive. I got it from Motorcycles Unlimited. They ordered it from me, but it's from Drag Specialties, right? So, 24 millimeter, this is your part number, or that's your part number. And that's the one for this bike.
Weird.
Now that I have this off, just gonna inspect the
Yeah, make sure you don't
Pulley.
take that rock out of there.
inspect the pulley, make sure it's not damaged, which it doesn't look damaged at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. And here she is. Alright, so now, oh, also, I ended up getting this little seal in here. So I gotta take this off. I'm gonna take the shift linkage off and replace that seal in there before it starts leaking, and I gotta tear the whole motherfucking thing back apart. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, brother. Alright, so this here, I'm replacing this gasket that's behind here, this seal, because this is where most of the Harleys start leaking, and this is where your shifter goes. So if I get all this back together and then it starts leaking down the road, I'm gonna be pissed. So we're gonna go ahead and change it while we already got it tore down, and that way I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so this is your shift shaft seal. Say that 3 times. That's the part number. That's what it looks like. This is the old one. Again, I wasn't leaking. It wasn't leaking out of there, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace it because I'm pretty sure this is the original sealed in there. So it's always better to be safe than sorry.
165,000 miles.
Yeah. Alright, so this goes on like this. I'm gonna get a little bit of air. Is there any air around here?
You have to get a
Right here, I got some right here.
You have to get a socket that fits just right over it, no?
I think it'll push right in.
Think so?
Part
does it go?
There's no hole in it. But then the new one will leak.
I don't know how far it's supposed to go.
How far was the other one, do you remember?
It looked just about right.
All right, y'all. So change that little gasket or seal out already. Got that all back together. Now what we're gonna do is just go back with it like it came off. So just repeat the process, just in reverse. And then, like I said, man, the best thing to do is have a manual. That way you know all your torque specs that everything's gonna have to go to, and make sure you have red Loctite and blue Loctite. We're gonna have to use both of them. So I thought we were getting a new one of these gaskets, but it did not come with one. So we got to reuse that one. But the kit that I got did come with everything else. So and we still got to change this seal. We got to change that on the primary. I'll show you all that here in a minute too. So let's do that real quick. Say, pop this joker out. All you got to do is get underneath it like that. Put it on the
Psych.
table.
Probably gonna tap it.
Oh gosh.
You want the rubber mallet?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
As long as it's not catching the bearing.
Is this supposed to be the right way? It's not supposed to be flipped and taken out the other way?
Let me get something.
Probably need something longer wrench. Either that or your long, your.
Shouldn't be that hard.
It's gonna be too hard to put it up like that.
There it goes.
It's coming?
Yeah.
You okay?
Bleep this part. Alright. That's what comes out. So we're gonna replace that right now. Alright, so again, that's it. We're gonna go back with that, and then we're gonna go back with everything else. And that'll be the end of this part. How to remove inner, outer primary in order to be able to get to the belt, to replace the belt that we did the video of on the last video, because you have to remove the swing arm in order to get to the belt, and then you gotta take the belt off in order inner, outer. We'll get with y'all next time. Till next time, Kim Folk, much love, much respect, Knuckles out.